It's okay to be weird. Alright, so, oh shit. So I got this new phone case and it doesn't fit in the holder. Crap. Okay, so I'm gonna figure out how to get this off now while I'm still streaming. Upside down streaming. Case off. Live. Without breaking the phone. Okay. There we go. On to the next. I look fabulous. Put this here. Ow, that's my nail. Nope, don't turn off. Okay. Ta-da! Yay! Okay. So, on that note, okay, isn't that pretty? Shiny. Alright. Let's see here. I got the light behind me. Frig. Can't get this thing to stay still for nothing. Okay, whatever. Fit check. Okay. So, backtrack. Wow, I'm like really far behind. Okay. So, let's see. We're on Wednesday. Okay. 4/2/25. Wednesday. Oh, so that's Tuesday. Wednesday is wash day. I already did that. Alright. So house chores today is living room, 15-minute tidy. Okay, holding myself is accountable here. Socials. Oh yeah, I gotta transfer specifics. Okay. Amazon. Old laptop. Share links. And those are Facebook, IG, and X. Then eBay, I already printed out the orders this morning. I had 4 orders to ship out. And then I need to repost some items that I had taken off because they weren't labeled properly. Like I said, house chores today is living room and 15-minute tidy. That goes for the wherever you're at, I don't know, whatever, your area. Workout Wednesday. I did start doing more core workouts and stuff, and then specific workouts for certain parts of the body. But I haven't changed my diet officially yet, so that's not going to really show anything. I'm still at 220, even though I've been working out for 4 months. So maybe low and slow is the way to go. You know, when it took 43 years to get here, so it might take the next 43 to get off. Anyway, bag prep list. Bags already prepped. I don't take my bag with me to the gym anymore. It's just annoying. I don't shower at the gym. I don't utilize the gym as much as most people do, I guess. I just go there, work out, and go home. So, Jeff and I were going into, like the little tanning area / massage area in the back for the black card members for a little bit. But I haven't been able to utilize it because my account's like ridiculous. I've tried contacting corporate. It's been a fiasco since like a couple of years ago. They won't cancel my account. I've been asking them for like 3 years now to cancel my account, and they keep charging my card, and they will not cancel my account. And I don't just have one account. I have 3 accounts at Planet Fitness. It's my account with a guest. 3 black card accounts, by the way. My account with the guest, another, and 2 other accounts with guests. 20, 40, 60. So $60 a month is trying to come out of my account for those 3 Planet Fitness accounts that haven't been used in 3 years. I'm sorry, but corporate, if you notice that people don't cancel their accounts, and they haven't been there in like a year, maybe you should cancel them. No, let's just keep charging them. Anyway, so check your subscriptions. I'm sure there's like an app out there somewhere in the world that allows you to cancel your subscriptions from anywhere. I've seen it somewhere, but may not do all of them. Check it out. I suggest it. You never know how much money you could save, considering the fact that they've currently now for the next bill is $200 just for one account. So, and yes, I've gone to the actual office and tried to cancel it, and they won't do it. So they say that everybody has to be there for it. I think that's bullshit. It's my fucking bank account. Anyway, so bag prep list. Bag prep's already done, so I'm going to check that off. The shift bag as a backup, that's been packed. The only thing I need to put in there is like weather appropriate clothes. But I'll be honest with you, like it's so heavy right now, I probably don't even want to put clothes in there. And that's bad. So I might need to reevaluate, if I could spell the damn word, reevaluate the shift. And when I say shift, I say shit hitting the fan. SHTF. Shift. I don't know if that's how I say it. Shit to, I don't know. Reevaluate shift bag inventory. As y'all know, I already put a bunch of stuff in there, but I'm probably going to just shift it to a different type. Because, winter prep versus summer prep is 2 different things. And I was able to pick up a vintage lighter, which was super cool because I could just put that in the bag too. And then all I need would be like fluid or something, kind of like rubbing alcohol or something. I don't know. Some kind of flammable liquid. Let's see. Okay, so reevaluate shift bag inventory. Today's international history, which we have not touched in for freaking ever. So AP News is usually my go-to for world news. TikTok seems to be like the only place for news. It's changed a lot, at least on my end, from pre-Trump era. And so I'm not real sure if I'm getting that kind of news anymore. I think it's kind of like specifying only to the things that I like, which kind of sucks because now I don't get as much information around the world as I used to. You don't hear about orbs and drones and stuff anymore. You don't hear about like, you hear about the war overseas, but you don't hear, like, there's so much information that's passing by everybody now that it's hard to keep up with like what's happening in the world. And a lot of people are probably getting to the point where they really just don't give a fuck. There's just too much information coming in, and you can only focus on like at a maximum, I think it's like 4 things at a time. So, and like the 4th one's kind of blurry, but like it just seems to me like not as much information getting put out there. And I feel like there's a lot of stuff, or maybe there's too much information going on. I don't know. Either way, I know I'm kind of like counter whatevering myself today. Amazon's last-minute bid for TikTok comes as a U.S. ban on the platform is set to take effect Saturday. Okay, is that true? Is TikTok going away Saturday? I guess I'm screwed. Anyway. All right. Well, this is on AP News. If y'all want to go check that out. I'm going to start in world. Well, the top topics right now across the board are live Trump administration, stock market, Tesla sales, Nintendo Direct, and Timberwolves sale. Across the top where it says world, I'm going to the first one where it says Mideast wars. I really wish that places didn't have so many freaking advertisements. All right. Israeli leader Benjamin Netanyahu will visit Orban in Hungary, defying international arrest warrant. Nice knowing you. Protests broke out against Hamas in Gaza. What do Palestinians think about the militant group? By the numbers, U.S. deployment of B-2 bombers as tension ramp up with the Houthis and Iran. Middle East latest Israeli defense minister says military is expanding its operation in Gaza. Israel's operation in Gaza expands to siege large areas, and Palestinians say dozens are killed. That was as of 4 hours ago. Lebanese condemned Israeli strike that killed 3 in suburbs of Beirut. In the Israel-Hamas war, want to know about between Iran and U.S. as Tehran rejects direct talks with Washington. Suspected U.S. airstrikes in Yemen kill at least 4 people near Hodeida. Houthi rebels say. Hodeida? I'm sorry, I can't say these names or words. Israel strikes a building in southern Beirut, killing 4 people. A Palestinian from the West Bank is first detainee after under 18 to die in Israeli prison. As Israeli advances in Gaza, many exhausted families flee again. Some can't bear it. Melania Trump says courage is based in love as she honors women from around the world for bravery. The UN agency closes as it remaining Gaza bakeries as food supplies dwindle under Israeli blockade. More Republicans want the U.S. to focus on ceasefire in Ukraine and Gaza as a new AP North poll finds. Middle East latest. Palestinians struggle to find food in Gaza. Israeli strike in Beirut kills 4. Israeli troops killed. There's so many ads. Oh my god. 15 Palestinian medics and buried them in a mass grave. Florida bus driver fatally shoots 2 passengers. Oh, that was local. Never mind. Anyway. All right. That's just what the topics of the conversation are. The Russian-Ukraine war. As war draws men to fight, Ukrainian women take tough new jobs in machinery and mines. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? A Kremlin official says Russia sees efforts to end Ukraine war as a drawn-out process as of March 31st. Trump finds fault with both Putin and Zelensky as he tries to push for a deal to end war in Ukraine. Ukrainians expect Russia to launch a fresh offensive to strengthen its negotiating position. Putin suggests putting Ukraine under UN-sponsored external governance. French president says not all European allies agreed on proposed force for Ukraine. French president says not all European allies agree for that. Things to know about the limited ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine brokered by the U.S. Macron says a proposed European force for Ukraine could respond if attacked by Russia. Russia and Ukraine accuse each other of breaking ceasefire terms protecting energy sites, and the U.S. says that it brokered a deal to end fighting in the Black Sea in talks with the Ukraine and Russia. That was as of March 25th. Okay, this kind of blows my mind. What is Ukraine like? Because they just rescued 5 lions from the war in Ukraine to settle in a new life in England. They have lions in the Ukraine? I mean, I understand Russia's got like bears. That's like their thing, right? If there's another fucking pop-up on this page, I'll throw this laptop across the... Baby.
Yeah, I heard.
Holy shit. That's crazy.
Give me a lion.
Cannot believe that they got a lion out of Ukraine. Oh, what? What landscape is Ukraine? Fertile steppes and plateaus with dense forests, hyaline lakes, and green fields. Western part features highest mountains, Carpathians, rivers such as the flow through the country, contributing to its diverse geography. I couldn't even say that word. Dnieper and Siversky. I'm trying to say it in English, and it's clearly not working. Siversky Donetsk. Yep. So I didn't say that right. It's okay. Most of its territory is lowlands with dense forest, lakes, and green fields. Western part is mountainous. Sounds kind of like here. What's the temperature like there? What's the temperature typically like in Ukraine this time of year? Oh. Well, it's not. It's about the same as here. It's 58 degrees. It's raining right now in Ukraine.
We're in Ukraine.
Yeah, it's the same damn thing here in North Carolina as it is in Ukraine. That's crazy. Yeah. 70s, 80s. It's like a cooler, more like New York State. It's a little cooler. Doesn't really get... Well, it doesn't look like it gets... Well, yeah. I guess it gets in the hundreds. That's about the same here. Yeah. That's interesting. See, like, okay, for me personally, this is something I don't know if anybody else is into. I always am curious as to what it's like in other countries versus here. I mean, there's some countries I'm glad that I don't know. First of all, I'm female. Second of all, I'm white. Third of all, I'm American. I got 3 strikes against me already. So I don't really want to travel to other countries that I don't really know a whole lot about. So, let's see. Climate, typically 68 to 86. Yeah. It's pretty. All right, back to the news. Anyway, got sidetracked. That's what happens with me. I get like squirrel. You know what I mean? U.S. holds separate talks with Russia after meeting Ukrainians to discuss a potential ceasefire. That's I'm going back too far. It was March 25th. Okay. Asian Pacific. Myanmar's military declares a ceasefire to ease quake relief as the death tolls top 3,000. It's in the middle of a civil war, and it just had a 7.7 magnitude earthquake that killed 3,000 people. Is there any good news left in the world? Tell me something good. You know? Tell me something that you did that was good. Something that somebody else did that was good. Tell me about something that makes you feel some type of way as far as like happy. Like, are we actually in this war now, or what's going on anyway? India's parliament set to debate controversial law on Muslim endowments, counting the potential toll of Trump's tariffs on major Asian economies. Worried families and search dogs bond up during long days after rescue of efforts at the Bangkok collapse. China conducts military drills focusing on the Taiwan Strait. High waves caused damage on Sydney waterfront. By the numbers, U.S. deployment of B-52 bombers as tensions ramp up with the Houthis in Iran. South Korea's constitutional court will rule Friday on Yoon's impeachment. What to expect after South Korea's constitutional court rules on the impeachment of President Yoon. Okay, then it just keeps talking about Yoon. In Europe, let's see. Danish Prime Minister heads to Greenland as Trump seeks control of the Arctic territory. Trump is set to announce new tariffs as he takes political and financial gamble. Israeli leader Netanyahu will visit. Wary Europe awaits Rubio with NATO's future on the line. Polish Prime Minister says his party was targeted in cyber attack ahead of the election. Vienna archaeologists reveal mass grave of fighters in Roman Empire era battles. You okay, baby?
Yeah, I'm just reading. I was just checking out Progressive.
Oh. Who is that?
Jim Stamper.
Oh.
He just said one thing to me. That was
Oh.
He's the one that had 3 heart attacks.
I thought that it was the lady from the insurance messaging you back.
No, I wish. No, that was just Facebook Messenger. No, I've been too easy, too quick.
Yeah. Okay. Shingles is awful, but there may be another reason to get vaccinated. It might fight dementia. That would help me a lot. Elizabeth Strout and Miranda July are amongst finalists for the Women's Prize for Fiction. First of 16 new F-16 fighter jets from the U.S. land in Bulgaria. Secret spy tools and a 100-year-old lemon are on show in an exhibition from Britain's M15. Anger against Trump is forecasted to cost the U.S. international visitors. Oh, shit. Greece will ban having children via surrogacy for single men and male same-sex couples. At just 29, Jordan Borrella inherits the French far-right spotlight, whether he's ready or not. Why does the U.S. restrict its president to 2 terms? A look at the tradition Trump is questioning. Of course he's questioning it. Europe says that it holds a lot of trade cards on the eve of Trump's tariff liberation day. Trump has dubbed April 2nd Liberation Day for his tariffs. Here's what to expect. So today's Liberation Day. Is that a new thing now? I'm having a hard time keeping up, so y'all need to help me out here. Le Pen verdict triggers uproar from far right in France and beyond. They changed this website. This is so weird. It doesn't even look the same. Latin America. Oh, do you guys see, like, I think it's like China or Japan. They're having like a robotics show right now. I just seen it on TikTok. It's actually really cool looking. But fair warning, I am terrified of AI and robotics getting mixed together. That's scary. Jalisco cartel lures recruits with fake jobs through social media platforms and kills those who resist. Let me repeat that for those who didn't hear it in the back. A cartel is luring recruits with fake jobs through social media platforms and kill them. Mario Joseph, a renowned human rights attorney in Haiti, dies after a car accident. Pope's work during convalescence includes clearing path for saints from Venezuela, Papua New Guinea. Paraguay recalls ambassador to Brazil and suspends dam talks over espionage revelations. Trump administration says it deported 17 more violent criminals to El Salvador. I want to live in El Salvador right now. Venezuelan baseball players inquire about asylum in Spain. The U.S., Canada, Mexico joint World Cup goes from unity to acronomy thanks to tariffs and 51st state talks. Mexico's security chief quietly forms an elite force to take on the drug cartels. Good luck with that. Venezuela will have its first female saint after approval from Pope Francis. See, this is what I don't understand. We can't have female preachers, but we can have female saints and goddesses. It's weird. Anyway. Trump targeted gang turned Venezuela prison into lavish headquarters before expanding. The woman who killed Tejano music icon Selena in 1995 has been denied parole. Alleged leader of the MS-13 street gang on the East Coast is arrested in Virginia. Cubans make makeshift rafts known as corchos to catch elusive fish. International students weigh new risks of pursuing higher education in the U.S. under Trump. Yeah, I would be too. Everybody's kind of like on edge right now. Nobody knows what the fuck is happening. And there's so many changes happening at the same time, nobody can keep up. And that's the point, is the confusion. The divide and conquer. Split them up so they don't know what's happening, right? I know what's happening. You do too. Up and spinning away, more Brazilians are taking outdoor spin classes on helipads. Nice view, at least. I just hope they don't have to land a helicopter there anytime. Venezuela to resume repatriation of migrants after deal with U.S. officials say. Aerial views of a controversial compromise in Panama. U.S. imposes travel ban on former Argentine president over corruption charges. Peru's Congress votes to oust the interior minister for failing to halt killings. Panama reopens talks about the future of a controversial compromise, but opposition remains. On March 21st, a 6.2 magnitude earthquake rattled Panama, but no reports of damage or injuries. And crud. All right. Trump pressures Senate Republicans to oppose resolution that would nullify Canada tariffs. Look at the election on the far right, Le Pen, and the legal issues. Sniffer dogs in Bangkok. I already talked about that. Middle East wars. Russian-Ukraine wars. Global business news. Meta hit with fines by Turkey after refusing to restrict content on Facebook and Instagram. Nintendo Switch 2 launches in June with new Mario Kart World game. Automakers report stellar sales ahead of Trump's tariff taking effect. Restaurant chain Hooters goes bust and files for bankruptcy protection. In case you missed it, archaeologists unearthed signs from 1700s of British control in Florida after centuries of Spanish rule. The beauty industry is driving demand for patchouli oil, but it comes at a cost. What to know about earthquakes like the one that hit Nevermore, and Cubans making the corochos. Judge dismisses corruption case against New York City Mayor Eric Adams. For U.S. News, sorry. Musk could be headed for Washington exit after turbulent times at Trump's Dodge. Mass layoffs rattle Head Start leaders already on edge after over funding problems. Amazon's last-minute bid for TikTok comes as a U.S. ban on the platform is set to take effect Saturday. Forecasters warn of deadly floods and strong tornadoes in parts of the Midwest and in the South. In Africa, Congo leaders commute death sentences of 3 Americans convicted in failed coup plot. South Africa's unity government risks collapse as parties clash over national budget. Niger's junta frees dozens of former officials detained after 2023 coup, but not Bazoum. Guinea sets a date in September for a key referendum that would launch a return to democracy. I bought their dream, quote unquote, how a U.S. company's huge land deal in Senegal went bust. Thousands protest in Haiti to denounce the surge in gang violence and demand security. In more news, Greece vows to spend $27 billion on armed forces overhaul centered on high-tech warfare technology. Fair warning. Newly freed Pittsburgh native Eric Fogel will throw out the first pitch at the Pirates' home opener. A leaked draft letter from Somalia to Trump offers U.S. exclusive access to bases and ports. Outrage grows over Maryland's man's mistaken deportation to El Salvador prison. Polish Prime Minister says his party was targeted in cyber attacks ahead of the election. I think we already talked about that. Vienna archaeologists, yeah, I said that too. Celebrating fact-checking around the globe. Yay. Turkey's protests over the arrest of the Erdogan rival to take new angle, boycott shopping. Slovakia approves call of 350 bears after a man mauled to death in a latest fatal attack. Told you they got bears. OSCE observers launch mission to monitor Albania's upcoming parliamentary vote. Turkish students detained by ICE moved to Vermont before judge's orders, government says. Why no one is challenging Trump's executive order to keep TikTok running. Well, duh, because everybody loves it. Rival leaders of split Cyprus makes inroads to work together, but rift remains. UK Foreign Secretary urges Kosovo to make progress with talks in Serbia. Elizabeth Strout and Miranda July are amongst finalists in the Women's Prize for Fiction. I think I already said that. Formula One, watch how the Japanese Grand Prix on TV and what to know. I already told you about the city and waterfront. Senate confirms Matt Whitaker as Trump's ambassador to NATO. Algeria says it downed a drone near its border with Mali as tensions simmer between these two countries. Anger against Trump is... I already said that. Paraguay recalls ambassador to Brazil to suspend dam talks over espionage. I already said that. Institute of Peace headquarters transfer a done deal even as lawsuit continues to unfold. Istanbul prosecutor investigates opposition boycott calls in wake of mayor's arrest. And a man wielding an axe wounds 3 people at an Assyrian Christian New Year parade in Iraq. Again, somebody give me some good news, because this shit's crazy. In U.S. news, I've changed from world to U.S. now. It's the next tab over, by the way. You can watch highlights from Cory Booker's record Senate speech. I don't know what that's all about. Something in Jersey, I guess. Yeah. Immigration. Turkish student removed. Trump administration to restore legal aid to unaccompanied migrant children. Most immigrants at risk of deportation from the U.S. are Christian. As far as weather, this is U.S. news. Wild weather expected Wednesday, get a rare high-risk designation in the most severe category. Northern Michigan, no stranger to wild weather, tries to cope with days of no power. Storms could unleash deadly floods, strong tornadoes in large part of the U.S. in coming days. So, fair warning, be aware of your surroundings at all times, even if you're in a vehicle or if you're in public transportation. Severe storms batter Greek islands for a second day, with Crete hit the hardest. Topic of abortion. Supreme Court appears divided over whether states can cut off Planned Parenthood funding. Who is Susan Crawford? Wisconsin Supreme Court winner has fought for union and abortion rights. Nevada can enforce dormant 1985 law requiring parental notification of abortion, judge rules. Trump administration pauses some family planning grants as it investigates compliance with laws. LGBTQ plus transgender teens fight back against Trump's ban on participation in girls' sports. Utah becomes first state to ban LGBTQ pride flags in government buildings and schools. Maine school officials won't comply with Trump's administration agreement to bar transgender athletes. Transgender Americans aim to block Trump's passport policy change. In more news, once common, now unusual, conservative candidate publicly quashes shouts that the other side cheated. Montana's anti-gender bathroom restrictions are on hold until judge's order. Beloved Anchorage pet reindeer euthanized after someone tampered with pen, possibly poisoning them. North Dakota mayor resigns after sending lewd video to city attorney by mistake. Baby. Oh, I thought you were falling asleep. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm looking at astrology on here.
Newly freed Pittsburgh native Mark Fowle will throw out the first pitch. I said a 7-year-old girl was killed by a falling boulder at Lake Tahoe ski resort. Resumes. Republican State Senator Brian Strickland files to run for Georgia Attorney General. District Attorney lashes out at ICE for detaining suspect in Boston during a trial. Nevada board moves to limit transgender athletes in school sports. Sheriffs will be required to cooperate with immigration agents under a bill approved by Texas Senate. Police find 2023 Nashville school shooters sought notoriety, hid mental health from medical providers. If there's anything that I could ever ask for, is that we have more open availability for mental health for everyone, mainly for kids, but definitely for adults. I think there should be like some kind of, I don't know. I just think that there should be a different system for what's going on right now, and I think that we're in the process of that change, and it's not going to be the same. We want slight change. We don't want drastic change, and the problem is everything is having drastic change. You'll start to feel the forward push if you haven't already. And just remember, those voices in your head are not yours. As far as education, this is going to be interesting, especially a hot topic for us right here, unschooling and homeschooling. Pandemics, missing students. These kids were never returned to school after the pandemic because of paperwork and a broken phone. Nevada board moves to limit transgender athletes. University of Minnesota student who was detained by ICE sues for immediate release. Trump administration halts dozens of research grants at Princeton University. North Carolina Senate Republicans pick Lee as next majority leader. Cornell student protester facing deportation leaves the U.S. on his own terms after losing faith. Democratic-backed Wisconsin State School Chief Jill Underly wins re-election over GOP-backed rival. California lawmaker rejects bill to ban athletes participating in school sports. I don't know how many times they got to say it in here. 20 staffers accused of abusing students or not reporting it at Pennsylvania charter school. Georgia lawmakers agree on school safety bill after Appalachia High School shooting. ICE says that a University of Minnesota student's visa was revoked for drunken driving, not protests. Trump task force to review Harvard funding after Columbia bows to federal demands. First disappointed and then celebration as video captures high school band's big surprise. Minnesota officials seek answers in case of graduate student detained by ICE. I said that. Mexico just banned junk food sales in schools. Protesting students in Serbia rally outside pro-government media outlet and stage decontamination. Columbia University's interim president steps down and returns to former post. Tufts University student can't be deported to Turkey without a court order. U.S. Naval Academy ends affirmative action in admissions. No need to apply. Cal State is automatically admitting high school students with good grades. So if you ever wanted to go to Cal State, just get good grades. You're automatically in. Governor signs ban on DEI on Ohio public colleges despite opposition by students and teachers. Fight over voucher spending is key to setting Georgia budget. Trump administration investigates Maine for claims of withholding gender transition from parents. See, this is like, they're trying to stick this like collective ruling over such a large, controversial area. It's like the same thing as like the being a registered sex offender. Like you could be two 18-year-olds in a parking lot having sex, middle of the night. No one's anywhere near around, and now all of a sudden you get arrested and you have sexual. You have to be registered as a sex offender for the rest of your life. Shit's stupid. Like all of these general laws. I mean, I get it. We're all trying to come together on common ground here, and there's 5, 10, 15,000 different sides to it. Is there really any justice in this world anymore? What do you consider to be justice in your situation or in your life or in your idea of herd topics? When faced with a really, really hard decision to make, what do you do? Do you panic? Oh, I just closed out the damn page. Sorry, I probably need to move on to the next anyway. It's already 2:30. Like, what do you do when you're faced with hard decisions? Like, not everybody clearly can be president. You can only have one president. So but you have all these other people that are behind you helping you to make this decision. You have no idea what their intentions are. You have no idea, like, maybe you do have some idea of what's going on behind the scene, but you don't have a whole idea. And you're just making the decisions based on, like, what's in front of you, right? So the decision that you make in that moment is based on information that you have in front of you and maybe a little bit of side knowledge. And then you have that intuition, right? You have the third eye, or whatever you want to call it, where you use your energy to make a decision. I don't know about y'all. I know mine is a little sideways. But yeah, it's very difficult to make hard decisions sometimes, and especially when it involves a lot of people. That's why there can only be one leader, because that leader is the one that all of the blame falls on. That leader is the one that is the sacrificial being, right? Like you have the one person that it all falls on, right? Because they're the one that made the decision to say or do whatever it is that they said or did. And the consequences are greater. You're basically risking your life sometimes in some decisions. I hope that if you guys ever do get to see my videos, or if you ever get to know me, I hope you understand where I'm coming from. I hope that the future leaders, or the children of the world that we're in right now, see what's happening, remember it. Don't stay stuck in it. Just keep it as knowledge. So that way it can help you to make decisions in the future. Better decisions. Decisions that we made that were wrong. And I say we as your predecessor. Or maybe I'm younger than you. Everyone makes mistakes. I mean, even the presidents made mistakes. Even religious leaders have made mistakes. But it's what you do after. And sometimes, we're so focused on everything that's all up in here that we don't see what's right here. And sometimes we're right here when we need to be right here. So step back and take a look at the bigger picture, because there's missing information that you don't know about. And it's missing information from every angle. It's like the 1% that you don't get, that the 99% of the the forward motion is coming from, is that little bit of knowledge that you do have. But all this other knowledge that's going on in the background, you don't know. I don't know if you guys have seen any of my social media lately and know that you guys have heard about the concept of 369. I did state at one point that this I consider to be my theory of the 369. It's the truth, the lies, and the unknown, or the void, right? But even after I was thinking of that, I still had to remember that there's a fourth. It's missing. No one ever really seems to think about because it's already there, right? It's the truth, the lie, the void, and the answer. It's in all of these missing pieces. Even in the void, there's still an answer. It's just not there yet. It hasn't materialized. So don't just think that there's one way. One way. Remember that there's more than one way. And that there's a way that you haven't even thought of yet. Or maybe didn't realize was even in existence because it was created from the void. But just know that that answer is somewhere in there. And you're going to find it. Because the truth always comes out. And the answer always finds a way. It may or may not be exactly how you think. And it may or may not be exactly how you want. You can work towards, doesn't always guarantee. And that's okay. Keep going. There's been this constant unity on this higher level of understanding, right? Always looking down or controlling or suppressing, right? But what they don't realize is that this is happening. It's slow and steady, but there is a very, very, very large group of people, youth, that are about to rise up and be in charge of the leaders. Think about that. If that fish ever said anything to us, it's time to rise up from the darkness and into the light. Explore. Learn about the world around you. There's going to be a lot of information that's going to come to you really, really quickly. It may come as a message. May come as a letter.
Hey.
Oh. Can you close the door? Close the door. Close the door. So there's going to be something coming towards you. And it's going to be more than you imagined. Or it may come out of nowhere and it may surprise you. It's a surprise. It's just, it's going to be more than what you thought it was. And this may slightly overwhelm you a little bit. And that's okay. It's going to come and go in waves. But the information will come to you. I just don't want you to overreact when it comes. I need you to remain as calm as possible. Because if you overreact, it's gonna it's gonna multiply it in a negative way. So I really need y'all right now to stay calm as much as possible. I know that everything is crazy right now. Um, when you have negative thoughts, or if you have someone bring drama to you, try your best to keep um, keep it as separate as possible. Uh, Recognize it, but don't allow it to overtake you. Um, it's going to take some time to practice this. So don't, give yourself grace in this time. Don't feel, some type of way about things, but you know, if you have to feel it, feel it. Cry, scream. Don't hurt yourself or others. Um, and just keep breathing. I know that everyone is under a lot of stress right now, but things are changing. Okay, and there's a big change going to happen soon. Um, as if they haven't already. It's been a nonstop, constant change since like 2019. Um, Understand that sometimes people's actions may not be how they really feel. Okay. There's more behind the scenes happening than you realize, and I think I said that already like a million times. Um, I personally ask our ancestors to look over us during this time, the whole world, not just me, not just my family, not just whoever is watching this, literally the whole world. I'm calling on the ancestors of the world to watch over the children of the world and to help guide those who have been here on a better path, or on the right path. And I hope that you know that the things, like I've said them before in the stream, the things that are happening in the world around you are the same things that are happening within you, and vice versa. I want you to talk about the things that are happening in the world. I want you to talk about things that are happening in your life. I want you to cry. I want you to feel those feelings. I want you to be happy. I want you to be excited. Uh, I want you to feel the sadness when it comes, um, or even the numbness sometimes, for a period of time. And I don't mean for a long period of time. I understand that you can get knocked down and you can be very lost and very confused. But just know that this is only a short time and it doesn't stay. I know that you're going to find an answer to whatever it is that your problem is. And I know that you're going to make things right. For the betterment of all. I need y'all to come together for your future, not mine. My future is already predestined. And I hope that one day that you can forgive whoever it is that you need to forgive. But I ultimately hope that you forgive yourself. I hope you know that everything is going to be okay. That you've survived this far. So keep going. I'm not just saying this to y'all, I'm saying it to myself as well. None of us are perfect. We all make mistakes. We all do things wrong, and that is okay. That is a part of life. And sometimes things don't always go the way that you want them to. And I know a lot of you guys already know this. It's nothing new. I always say that common sense isn't common anyways, because we're all raised differently. But if you've ever listened to anything I ever said, or if you've never listened at all, listen to this. I love you guys. And until I see you again, behave.